to the Lord, I make it safely home. But if that ain't you,
we've got a fan who I've spoken to about before, Mr. Chicken Nugget. He's put some great fan art.
I've only just heard about this.
Sent us some great fan art. He's a legend of the What's That channel, and he sent in questions. So I'm going to ask you these.
Were these 5 questions directed for you and Youngie though?
One of them I think was, but I think it'd be important for me and you to talk about it as well. So the first thing is, mate, they're quite deep. They're quite deep questions. What would you do if fear wasn't a factor and you could not fail? Like, what is the first thing you'd do?
I don't really.
So
I'm not scared of anything.
Are you not scared? So you're not.
I'm scared of. I've got one weird fear. It's not weird. It's just I don't like having fears. I'm scared of snakes.
Right.
Don't know why.
So you go see a snake if you weren't scared of it.
I'm not go see. Not mates of mine doing it, right? No, this is the thing though. That being said, I'm one of those people. Like whenever I go to a zoo or something and they get one, I'll hold one. I'll try to.
What, a snake?
Yeah.
So you can't be that scared.
No, like I'm generally terrible. Yeah, but fear's a bit weird, mate. Because I'm not scared of lions, but you put me in a cage with a lion, I'm probably going to develop a quick fear. Do you know what I mean?
But that's the thing, like, say...
Do you know, I suppose fear in some senses, I think my biggest fear is being scared of failing at stuff.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I guess if I had no fears, then I might be slightly more... Fuck it, I'm just going to get on with it. Like, I'm scared of failing my career, I'm scared of failing certain things. So I guess if you didn't have that, I would... Well, I don't know whether I'd either have failed a lot by now, or I'd be a lot further on.
Exactly.
You know, but I suppose having an element of fear can be good because it does sometimes make you sensible. You know, you don't go too headstrong. I can't talk. I'm way too headstrong and go into stuff without thinking sometimes. But like an element of having it probably does help.
I think the biggest fear for people is failure. In anything.
Most people.
If you fancy a girl, her rejecting you, like rejection.
That's probably,
if you're going for a job, rejection, it's failure and rejection. And I think
rejection is probably the hardest one for people to deal with.
Exactly.
I mean, I think it depends on who you are, because some people are just kind of brought up in a way where they have to be good at everything.
Yeah.
And then failing at something, it really hurts them. And then some people they want human connection, so if they're rejected, it's like man.
I mean, could you imagine Youngie in a bar if fear wasn't a factor?
No, because you'd just be arrested.
You'd
be like sexual assault straight away.
I'm going to tell Youngie, he has to watch this podcast back. He's going to be sending you some bad messages. What do you mean I'd be done for sexual assault? Saying that on my podcast.
No, he wouldn't. I don't know, if he hasn't got any fear, he'd definitely make a tit of him, so he'd not like... He definitely
does already make a tit of himself on a night out.
But the thing is, mate, that's the point of alcohol. You get rid of fear. You just go and ask people out. You make a tit of yourself. But
exactly, you make a tit of yourself, but it's all fun.
We've got to do it because the girls don't ask guys out. Guys ask girls out. That's just how it is. You know.
Exactly.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm all for like, I don't want to get anyone to have a go at me for equal rights or anything like that. Like, if a girl asks me out, I'm quite happy with that.
Usually, exactly. But usually, if a girl's like into someone, they will make it clear from a distance and wait. Do you know what I mean? Like give you the eyes, the typical give you the eyes thing.
Yeah.
That's what happens. Do you know what I mean? And like stare.
Just think about that time when I winked at that girl, and for some weird reason,
Did it work?
Yeah, she came over. I don't know. I was royal. I would never do this.
Duncan in a club just winking at birds.
So big. No, I'm so glad that she was the first girl I did it to, and the last because it worked.
But it worked. So why is that the last?
No, because I think I only did it because I was really pissed, and then like she was looking at me, like you said, you know, like she was at the side of the bar. She was at the side of the bar, so I winked at her, and she came over, and then Blakey was like, "Oh, can I buy you a drink?" And I was like, "What?"
You're stealing my girl.
Yeah, no, I was like, all right. So he bought her a drink, and then I like started talking to her, and then I left. Like I went with her, and then Blakey was kind of stood there, and I was like, well, she came over to see me. I don't know what you were expecting to happen. On the plus side, I didn't have to buy her a drink, so I was like, cheers, Blakey.
Yeah, that's alright. I remember one time I was in a club, and our friend Josh, who has been mentioned on the podcast, but he's never actually appeared in a video yet. Maybe the next one. But
yeah, well,
our mate
Portugal
Josh
or something.
was our mate Josh was in a club with me, and this girl. This is a time that a girl did actually come up to me. She came across to me, but as she came to me, like Josh was in the way, and Josh like started dancing with her, and she danced back. There was nothing weird about it. But just for people that don't know, Josh is quite a threatening stature. Like, he's a big, strong man, isn't he?
Yeah, until he starts talking.
Yeah,
Like,
then he's just soft as out.
Really, yeah.
But to look at Josh, he'd almost look quite threatening to anyone, like a girl, boy, whatever. Yeah, he's a big unit of a guy. And Josh started dancing with her, and she danced back, and then she came to me, and then Josh later on in the night said, "Oh, you're lucky I passed her on to you." And I was like, hang on, mate. Like, she literally came across to me, and she had to get past you.
Let him have that. You gotta let him have it.
But I let him have it until now, when I've called him out for it. But, you know.
Oh, I could call Blakey out for another one as well. Just one night with Blakey, it just happened loads. It was really weird, to be fair.
So Blakey was just recently single.
Yeah, so was I.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But I was truly pissed. I think this was like the first night where I'd gone out.
In a club?
Potentially first or second night, but I think this was whatever. I've been out a few times, obviously, since being single.
Yeah.
But I think this was the first time I'd gone out, and like since, well, obviously when I broke up with my ex-girlfriend, I was like 14 stone.
Right. Yeah.
I was not in like, so obviously I think this was the first time since getting back in shape, looking after myself, feeling a bit more confident. I was like, hey, cool, we'll go out and have a drink, that kind of thing. And then I got so pissed that I got to, that level of piss where you're way too confident?
Yeah.
There's like that fine line in there. There's like, I'm having a laugh, and then I'm too confident, then it just goes downhill because you're mortal. Yeah, I was like at that line, and I stayed at that line for quite a while. It was like, anyway, I think we were in Voodoo, and I was talking to this girl, and then Blakey came over and started talking to her as well. And then he just he just fucking I don't know why. But then I'd already like been with that other lass, and then he came over and he was like, "Oh, can you just let me have this one because you're gonna win?" And I was like,
"What?
Right, when did it become a competition for a start? Like what? Secondly, like I'm pretty new to this as well. Like we are both out of a relationship." And then in the end, I was like, "Oh fuck it, fine." So and then he came back to me and was like, "Oh mate, she really wants a cigarette. Can you get me a cigarette?" I was like, alright, hang on, not only have you stolen the girl, you know what? So I went up to this other lass and I was like, I was just started talking to the other lass. I was like, "You haven't got a cigarette by any chance?" She was like, "Yeah." So she gave me a cigarette and I had to go and give it to him and this lass. And then the next thing I know, she started like talking to another guy and I was like, "Blakey, what's happened?"
And she just used Blakey.
I don't know.
For a cigarette.
He's like, he said he knew a brother or sister or something. I was like, what? So?
Great. There's your medal, mate. There's your medal.
Go, like, you're literally there for like an hour as well. Like,
Would you, still on this topic, if, say you were on a night out, we'll use Youngie was with a girl, a good solid 9 out of 10, alright? Would you proceed to chat with her and almost steal her off Youngie? Would you ask him if you could talk to her and get to know her? Because it's fair game. Now, mate, if it's a girl that he's been seeing, then fair enough.
No.
If it's a girl on a night out, that's just Youngie's in it for one thing.
Yeah, but that's
Youngie's in it for one thing, man.
Yeah, but what
Blakey's
would I be in it for?
Blakey just did it to you, though.
Yeah, but the thing about that was Blake and I were both out of relationships. We've both gone out together. I think we did start the night with Youngie. I don't know where he... Oh yeah, that's when he went back with that lass. And I walked in.
What, the married? No, not the married.
No, married. The lass.
Oh.
And then I walked in on them before.
Oh my days! Right, Youngie has been walked in on many
He just
times.
slammed the door in my face, and then I was like, "Well, I don't have a bed anymore." So I went and slept next to Blakey on the fucking chair.
Oh man!
That to be fair, that like we were both single. And I think we like both. It's the first time we both kind of gone back out again, like the night out. So like just meeting girls and stuff was. It's almost. I was in a relationship for 4 years. Blakey was in a relationship for what, like
4.5?
4.5 years. Yeah. I think I suppose you don't forget it, but it's like you have to
relearn how to.
You have to start talking to girls. Yeah, you have to do it again in order to remember how to do it.
Game, man.
So like we just gone out and we just started talking to loads of girls and like just remembering how to do it and buying drinks and obviously like we'd met a few and I think Blakey was just like. He got along with this lass when he came and started talking to her as well. So I was like, it wasn't like neither of us were like gonna marry any of these.
Yeah.
So it didn't matter, did it?
So flip that then. Another question. So if Youngie was talking to a girl on a night out, he was into her, but then he goes to the bar to buy her a drink or whatever, and she comes up to you and she's like flirting with you and she's like I like you.
Ain't a single person I know working. Everybody cool when it's cool though. Streets get hot when the summer coming. Me, I'ma chill by the pool though. Fuck around, let it be 100 something. Understand that you long-winded. At least wait till my song ends.
On to the next question from Mr. Chicken Nugget. If you could say anything to one person in your life without any consequences, what would it be? So you've got one chance.
I'm not saying that. Something came to my head straight away, but I'm not saying that on camera.
Mate, something came to my head straight away, and I'm not saying that.
Yeah, that's a good question.
It is a really good question, and I felt like I had to answer it.
I can't answer that on camera because I just
Ruin your
can't.
life.
Yeah, because then there would be a consequence
I
for
do
it.
not mind saying a little bit about mine.
I mean, that's smart though, because he literally just, like he says, "What would you say if there was no consequences?" But if we said it, there'd then be a consequence.
But I'm going off the fact that these podcasts get about 100 views, so the chances.
This is where this one blows up.
Yeah, I know. So I will answer it. I'd probably say to someone that I have previously liked how much they meant to me.
Mine's along the same lines, I guess.
Like, I don't like really I'm in love with anyone or anything like that. But I would tell someone how much they meant to me, and I'm not saying whether it's a female friend or whether it's a family member or anything like that. Not in a weird way.
No, I know what you mean. Yeah, obviously.
But like, I would say something. I would explain how much someone meant to me, and that'd be it, with no consequences. And it's not even
at the
like
same time though,
way.
like you could have anything. Like you could tell Youngie is an absolute asshole. If there was no consequences, it'd be great. Oh shit, I'm gonna have to cut that out. He's not at all. They're just like, I think right now we just because no one's seen it, and they're just a bit pissed with
We
him.
love Youngie. We do love Youngie. We've just not.
He's just
seen
gone
him.
AWOL, hasn't he?
We've
But
just
I think
not
everyone goes through these stages, man. Everyone goes through like, you know, everyone. I get it. Like this week, I've been. Like, just, I've not been as productive as I normally was.
Yeah.
Like, my work's been a bit crap, and I've had the work, I just mean, like, I haven't done as much as I need to be doing, and I've just been, I'll sit down to work, and then, like, an hour later, my brain's just like, I don't know what's going on, like, I can't control it either. And then when I think about it, it's like, well, I've got food, I've got water, I've got everything I need, like, I'm perfectly happy. Why isn't the work coming? And ow. I think, I've got, like, skin missing off my... I think, I don't know. I guess sometimes like you go through those stages, don't you? So I guess he'll be back. He'll be back in.
Mate, Youngie will be back. Give it 2-3 weeks. He'll
be back,
and he'll be absolutely back to his normal self.
Either that, or he'll start dating this last, and we'll never see him again. You know that video where when that guy is about to get married, the boys hold the funeral for him. Can we do that with Youngie?
Irish guys, isn't it? It's a bunch of Irish lads I've seen.
We'll have to do that with Youngie.
Final question from Mr. Chicken Nugget. Excuse me. This is quite deep. Do you believe that artificial intelligence will end up benefiting or harming humanity? Harming.
Think about it.
Like
if you're right, just who's like one of the most important people to you in the world?
My mum.
Right. If she dies, unexpectedly, obviously, God forbid that won't happen.
Yeah,
but if she did, and you could keep her artificial intelligence, how much is that going to fuck you up in the long run?
Yeah, man.
She's not there, but you can kind of talk to her.
Yeah. Oh man, that's a big. I've never thought of that before.
Yeah, like the reason, and also people will use it for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Think about scam artists.
Yeah, man.
Like the shit you can do. Like just, I get there's good. I don't know. Maybe it's not that it's bad, but I think it's how it's used. I guess if it does work, there's definitely benefits to it because like people that shouldn't have died, we might be able to keep alive, or like people that have bad car accidents, we might be able to fix things like that.
Or give them a life worth living. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If they can't move their physical body,
so
they might be able to move in game. Do you know what I mean? Like in a.
I think maybe I was a bit quick off the mark there. I think actually it would be a good thing as long as it's kept in the right hands.
Yeah,
but you can say that about anything. It's like. Oh, well, actually, that being said, a nuke isn't a good thing ever.
No.
But again, if nukes are invented, as long as they're kept under wraps with the right people, they're not going to harm anyone.
Exactly.
It's just. If they're not, then we've got a bit of an issue.
We've got a bit of a problem. Yeah, there's that. Me and Joe have talked about it before. Whether there's a chance, which I do still believe that there is a chance that we are, but it doesn't make a difference. Are we in a simulation type thing? Are we already?
I don't know. Do you know what the thing is though, mate? We invented all of that. Like we invented technology. We invented it all. So surely the reason we think that is because we invented it.
But what if we in 50 years time can create? I mean, we already can. If you go into video games, you have it so characters like have their own like brain essentially. Like they do their own things. They're programmed
Yeah, but
to be able to make their own choices. To make their own choices on where to walk,
yeah,
on what to do.
They're not making their own choices, are they? They're programmed to do that. It's just
but that's the thing. Like
they're not their own choices, mate. There are a number of choices that have been programmed into one, then randomly generated.
But is that not what we are?
Right, left.
Yeah, exactly. My arm's going up. My arm, like. It's weird. Like, we could be really.
No, yeah, but at the same time, like if I tell my hand to move, then I'm telling it to do that. Whereas a computer game is just given random
What if a computer game has programmed you to have a brain that can by itself decide whether it wants to lift your arm, and you're just part of this big game? Essentially,
at the end of the fucking day, I don't really know, so who cares? Like, I'm still getting on with
it. That's my exact view to it. Like, at the end of the day, like it seems real to me, so it is real. I ain't bothered if I'm just some part of a video game.
Yeah, I mean, at the same time, mate, we invented like English language, not us, but generations before. Yeah, so like we invented the word real. So we invented technology, we invented everything. So all of this around us, we invented it. We being smart people, not us.
Even if the whole thing of has someone created a game and created us in a game? Like, isn't that just the same?
Man, that'd be sick though, because I'd just start going out and like jumping off buildings.
No, but isn't that the same concept as like a god? Like a god has created us. Like, and people believe in God and religion.
You have just compared someone's faith to a video game. You are gonna, if anyone religious watches this, you are gonna get slaughtered.
No.
Like, you are literally gonna have a guy in a suit at your door.
No, I'm not saying that religion isn't real. I'm saying that if people say like, if we ever found out that we were just part of a game and we were just like a non-playable character in a game,
there's a film
like
that
we go
coming out. Ryan Reynolds' new film, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds' new film. Nice Guy. No.
Really?
What's it called? Yeah, he's a character in a game. He doesn't know, and then eventually figures it out.
That's sick. That sounds good. But there's that whole thing, mate, of like people say, if I knew that I was just some part of if I'm just not worth anything, like I'd just jump off a building. But like, if someone's created a game where they've created us and we're a non-playable character, we still feel like we're living. That is the same as a god creating us and putting us on this earth.
That point as well, like if that person was like, if I wasn't anything and I was in a video game, I'd just jump off a building. It's not the best idea, because if you're in a video game, you might just come back.
Yeah.
You'd be like, well, that didn't work, did it?
Yeah, exactly.
But no, yeah, mate, I don't know. I don't believe in that. Like, we invented video games. We invented this all.
Yeah. I don't believe. I think that, again. I think there's. I sit on the fence. I think there's a chance that we're in some kind of simulation, but I think it's a slim one. I don't really believe it.
Just with the way scientists understand the galaxy, the world, everything, it would be very impressive for someone to create something like that. But
yeah. But how do we know that, like, thousands and thousands of years? Like, think how much technology has come along in the past 20 years.
Yeah,
games and stuff. GTA 5 compared to...
I mean, I have to let you go back to
Space Invaders. Do you know what I mean? Like,
weird that we came from both... Like, we lived through that.
I know.
You know, we lived through Space Invaders.
Yeah.
And, like, PS4s and VR. Remember when we were kids, someone was like, "What? How cool would it be if you?"
I know.
And the amount of guys that are now single because they keep fucking girls on VR, and the girlfriend comes in. That is just those videos are so funny. That is so weird. Also, if you have a girlfriend, why are you doing that?
Yeah, man, 100%.
Surely that is like, you don't need to do that.
You've got a real life physical girl. Like, you know.
Yeah, why are you fucking someone on VR?
Strange.